The young Sultan Mangogol has been given a mysterious ring by the wise Brahmin. You see this ring? Put it on my finger, my child. Every woman at whom you shall level the stone will relate her intrigues in a plain, audible voice. Do not imagine, however, that 'tis by the mouth that they are to speak. By what then will they speak? By the frankest part about them, and the best instructed in those things which you desire to know, by their toys. By their toys? That is peculiar. Talking toys? That is an unheard of extravagance. The next evening, there was to be a private supper. The Sultan nimbly turned his ring successfully on all the women, and each one answered with their toys, answered in their turns in different tones. I am frequented, battered, abandoned, perfumed, fatigued, disgusted, ill-served. Their jargon, sometimes rumbling, sometimes yelping, accompanied by the loud laughs of Mangogol and his courtiers, made voices of a new kind. The toys deign to speak our language and furnish half of the expense of the conversation. Society must be a considerable gainer for this duplication of organs. Possibly we men shall speak in time by something else besides our mouth. Then it was that Mangogol intended to resume his frolics. He turned his ring on a very gay, sprightly lady who sat pretty near him and in the direction opposite her husband Hussein, and immediately issued from under the table in a plaintive voice, a weak, languishing voice that said, "Oh, how I am harassed! I can bear it no longer! I am at death's door!" "My wife's toy speaks," cried Hussein. "And what can it say?" answered the Sultan. "Prince, you would permit me to not be of the number of its auditors, for if anything ridiculous drops from it. I think you are a fool to alarm yourself at the prattle of a toy. Do we not know a good part of what it can say, and may we not guess the rest? Sit down and endeavour to divert yourself." Hussein sat down and his wife's toy began to prate like a magpie. "Shall I eternally have this huge lover?" At these words, Hussein arose in a fury, snatched up a knife, and sprang to the other side of the table. He would have pierced his wife's breast as it had not been for his neighbours who would have prevented him. The entertainment being over, everyone went home directly except Hussein, who conducted his wife to a house of veiled maidens, and there shut her up. Mangogol, being informed of his disgrace, paid her a visit. He found the whole community busy in comforting her. The Sultan embraced this opportunity to learn the life of some of these virgins. His ring interrogated the toy of a young recluse whose name was Cleanthus, and pretended virgin toys confessed 2 gardeners, a Brahmin, and 3 cavaliers, and related how by the assistance of a purging draught she had escaped giving scandal. But one thing that astonished the Sultan was that though these sequestered toys expressed themselves in very indecent terms, the virgins to whom they belonged heard them without blushing. At the opera at Banza, the 4th act was in progress when the Sultan bethought himself in the middle of a chorus to point his ring on all the fingers. Never was there seen so odd and so comical a sight. 30 women were struck dumb on a sudden. Their mouths were wide open, and they kept the same theatrical attitudes they held before. At the same time, their toys made their throats sore with the violence of singing. On one hand was heard, "Oh, vraiment, ma commère, oui." On the other, "Quoi, du foie?" Here, "Qui me baise, SBS?" In fine, they all wound themselves up into a strain so high, so rude, and so mad that they formed the most extravagant, brawling, ridiculous choir. All the while, the orchestra went on, and the loud laughs of the pits, and the boxes joined with the sounds of the instruments, and the toys, of the singing of the toys completed the cacophony. Other talking female genitals feature in the Orzok folklore, the magic walking stick, amongst many others. One time, a fellow had a magic walking stick that would ask questions and get answers. He pointed the stick at the tree and said, "You ever had any acorns?" And the tree answered, "Sure, lots of them." So the stick says, "What went with them all?" And the tree answered, "The hogs ate them up." So there were 3 sisters living there. The fellow pointed the stick at the oldest one's cunt, and the stick says, "Have you done any fucking?" The cunt answered, "Lots of it." And the man says, "You ain't the one I want." So the fellow takes a stick and he points it at the middle sister's cunt, and says, "What about you? You done any fucking?" "Just once in a while." You ain't the one I want neither." So he pointed the stick at the youngest sister's cunt. "Have you done any fucking?" "No." "I know that be the truth. You're the lucky one I want." There was an old girl living there, and she heard about this magic walking stick. She wanted to try it, so she stuffed her cunt full of rags. "Have you done any fucking?" The old girl's cunt didn't make no answer. It just kind of whistled like wind was coming out. "Have you done any fucking?" So the stick asked to her arsehole, "What's the reason cunt don't answer me?" "Arsehole, 'cause it's stuffed full of rags." The old girl, "If I'd known you were so loose-mouthed, I would have stuffed you up with rags as well." Okay. We're in contemporary time now. Okay, this is Seclusion, excerpts from On Seclusion by Beanie Adamsack. I wish to propose to you a new term, one that has been missing for a long time, seclusion. It denotes the antonym of penetration. It refers to the same physical process, but from the opposite perspective. Penetration means pushing something, a shaft or a nipple, onto something else, a ring or a tube. Seclusion means pushing something, a ring or a tube, onto something else, a nipple or a shaft. It's pretty simple. The ring and the tube are rendered active. The term seclusion enables an articulation of experiences we have been living for a very long time, adopting it as not a hindrance to those of us who will continue to employ our open hands, vaginas, penises or mouths in the businesses of getting fucked.